Little run here. So it's time for my October wrap-up. Also, November TBR. Man, time's going by so freaking fast. That's what I think. Yeah, I mean, I know, like, usually fall, winter time, that's when the days get shorter. But yeah, I don't know. This year, for me, I feel like this year has gone by a lot faster. I mean, at least somewhat faster than last year. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Let me know if you kind of feel the same way. Or of course, it could just be, one of those things that happens when you get older and your center of gravity changes. Or I don't know why I brought that up. I read that somewhere, something about the older you get, like, the more your center of gravity changes, something like that. I don't know, maybe I just pulled it out of thin air. But anyways, so during the month of October, I didn't really read a whole lot. Plus, I mean, I was busy doing a lot of other stuff, busy with work stuff. I've been doing a lot of food delivery stuff with Postmates. I believe I mentioned that in some car vlog I did a while ago. I'll provide a link to that if you want to know more about that. But yeah, I like food delivery stuff, and then just been hanging out with friends a lot more, because usually around this time of year, that's when my friends, I guess, they're not so busy at work, so we try to get together as much as we can, whenever we can, and whenever our schedules allow it. So yeah, I don't know, it's just something that we've always done. So and I've been busy with gym stuff. I only go to the gym 4 times a week. And I had just recently started up again, back in June, I think, that's when I started going to the gym again. And so, and yeah, I've gotten into the habit of it. So now it's to the point where I feel like I can't stop doing it, because if I do stop, then I know I'm just gonna slack off a lot. So, but enough about me. Let's get back to what I read. So yeah, I didn't read that much, and I read mostly listened to audiobooks, read some graphic novels, and also during the month of October, I was more in the mood to just listen to audiobooks and read graphic novels than anything else. So anyways, first, Revenge of a Living Dummy by R.L. Stine. This is audiobook. I listened to the audiobook version of this, and it was pretty cool. I mean, I liked it because it has the different voices for each character. I guess this is a more recent Goosebumps title. I think it's Horrorland something or other. Yeah, I have yet to review this. I do plan on doing a review of it, separate review of it. It was pretty cool. I mean, I like that, it's got kind of a modern twist to it, or, I mean, it's modern Goosebumps, pretty much. Not 1990s Goosebumps, which is the series that got me into reading. So, but yeah, I liked it. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite Goosebumps titles, but it was alright. And then I listened to another audiobook, Batman Nightwalker by Marie Lu. And this one it's pretty much a retelling I guess even like reboots of Batman, but more in like YA kind of form. Like pretty much like this author, she retold the story, the beginnings of Batman, in like a YA form, young adults novel form, and it turned out to be pretty cool. I do feel like it kind of had kind of a slow start, but overall I enjoyed it. There's some like new villains in this. I mean, at least for me, the villains that are in this, especially the main villain, I never heard of these particular villains, bad guys before. So, and then I like too that it doesn't, even though it's like the beginnings of Batman, like before he becomes Batman, I like that this author, she didn't focus on too much on the death of his parents, because that's already been done to death. No pun intended. There's mentions of it, of how his parents died, but it's not the main focus of this story. So yeah, I liked it. I've yet to review this too, but I definitely am going to do a separate review of it. And then I listened to another audiobook, Why I Am Not a Feminist by Jessa Crispin. This is read by the author herself, and I reviewed this one. If you want to check it out, I'll provide a link to my review of it. And well, I will say, like, the author, I definitely felt like she had some interesting points. Like, she brought up some interesting, valid points. Ultimately, like, I wouldn't really say that this should be considered like any kind of pivotal feminist manifesto. Even though I know, like, I think, at least I know in the title too, it's also another part of the title is manifesto or a manifesto, something like that. And I mean, I guess technically it could be considered a manifesto, but like I said, there's just like so much that, because I mean, it's written, it's from the author's perspective. It's her own opinions about feminism, equal rights, and again, like I said, she brings up some very interesting points. But it's, I don't know, I guess ultimately for me it came off as one-sided, like just very, very much one-sided and only from one perspective, which is pretty much what I expected. But yeah, ultimately I found it to be thought-provoking, if nothing else. So again, if you want to check out my complete review of it, I'll provide that link. And then I read a graphic novel, Star Wars, Lando. I reviewed this. If you want to check out my complete review of it, I'll provide that link too. I know it was alright. I guess I will say, ultimately, like, Lando and this graphic novel, and actually I think in general, but especially in this graphic novel, Lando, he came off as a douchebag. Granted, a suave douchebag, but still a douchebag. I guess ultimately, by which I mean, he's, a con man and a smuggler, and which I guess is something that I always knew about Lando Calrissian, but I never really thought about it before. So, reading this graphic novel, it really made me realize just how much of a douchebag Lando is. I don't know what else to say, because I feel like I talked enough about the story, the graphic novel itself in my review. So if you want to know more, again, you can check out my review. I'll provide that link. And last, I read another graphic novel, a Goosebumps graphic novel. This is like a very recent title. Came out this year. It's titled Monsters at Midnight. And it's a completely new story. And actually, in fact, I think R.L. Stine, I guess he didn't write the story. It's more like the story was written by some other guys. Of course, I've yet to review this, but I'll do an in-depth review of it later. But yeah, it's a completely new story. It stars these two girls, Mia and Ginny, I believe. Mia or Maya. Mia. And yeah, they end up, I don't want to say too much right now because, like I said, I'll do a separate review of it, but they go to some creepy bookstore and they end up being transported to Horrorland. And yeah, all this stuff happens. I really liked it. I really enjoyed this one because it's a new take on the whole Goosebumps thing. Pretty much like, I guess this new story was created just for this graphic novel, but the writers or whoever, they took a lot of stuff, like they borrowed stuff from other Goosebumps stories, so in order to create a new story. So yeah, but I liked it. I really liked it. Again, I'll be doing a separate review of this at a later date. Yeah. So, and yeah, that's all I read during the month of October. Also, I didn't really do much for Halloween other than pass out candy, drink a couple of beers, hung out for a little while with one of my friends, and yeah, I still have some leftover candy. I don't know where it is, but there was only like a handful of trick-or-treaters in my neighborhood this year. It was weird, because I remember when I was a kid, which really wasn't that long ago. It doesn't feel like that long ago. I mean, during the 90s, when I was growing up, I used to trick-or-treat until my feet hurt. And so, yeah, I don't know. If for whatever reason, maybe it's just where I live, or maybe it's not. It just seems like kids today aren't really into the whole trick-or-treating thing. So, I mean, as far as my November TBR is concerned, I'm just going to leave it completely open. Yeah, I got some audiobooks in mind that I want to listen to. Other other graphic novels that I want to get to. And maybe some novels. And I don't know. If you have any good recommendations for me, it doesn't matter if it's horror or YA or... I mean, lately I've been trying to steer away from YA because, yeah, just most YA stuff to me seems way too predictable, and unless it's like something really awesome, like something like The Hate You Give, which I would say so far for me that is my favorite YA novel so far. Yeah, if it's something like that, I'm definitely open to checking it out. So, yeah, let me know. Give me some recommendations if you can. So, that'll do it for this. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. As always, next time, don't forget to keep it real, keep on rocking, and peace.